All right, let's dive into The Alchemist.
Okay.
You guys sent over some really interesting excerpts, and we're so ready to explore them with you.
Yeah.
It's amazing this book
Mm.
about a shepherd named Santiago has become this global
He
phenomenon.
really has,
I
yeah.
mean, he's searching for treasure in Egypt,
Right.
um, but this book has really captured the hearts and minds of, like, people all over the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, when you've got everybody from Madonna
Right,
to a Nobel Prize winner like Kenzaburo Oe praising the book, there's got to be something there.
right. And Coelho, he kicks things off with a retelling of the Narcissus myth, but from the lake's perspective.
Yeah, that's a cool twist,
It's
right?
just a cool twist.
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
Like, the lake reflecting Narcissus's beauty weaks because it never recognized its own WN beauty.
Right.
It makes you wonder, what incredible things are we missing in our own lives because we're so busy, looking outward. What if, like, the real treasures are, like, right here in front of us or even within us?
Yeah, I love that. That's such a powerful way to start the book. And it perfectly sets the stage for Santiago's journey.
Mm.
He's also searching for something external. But maybe, just maybe, the true riches are hidden in plain sight within the journey itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So we meet Santiago,
Yeah.
and he's this young shepherd who feels this pull towards the world beyond his fields.
Uh-huh.
And he keeps having this recurring dream about treasure at the Egyptian pyramids.
Right.
And it just sparks this wanderlust in him,
Yeah.
this yearning for something more.
Right.
Like, it makes me think about those persistent thoughts or feelings we get in our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
Could those be our own personal legends trying to get our attention?
Oh, that's a great connection.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, the book dives right into this idea of a personal legend, right?
Yeah.
So Santiago goes to get his dream interpreted by an old woman,
Yeah.
and she introduces this concept.
This unique purpose that each of us longs to fulfill in our lifetime.
And she also mentions something called the language of omens.
Right, right.
This idea that the universe is constantly sending us signs and guidance,
Yeah,
but we need to learn how to recognize them.
totally. Think about it. Santiago has already been reading signs in nature as a shepherd.
Okay?
Maybe we all have that ability. We just need to kind of tune in and pay attention to those whispers from the universe.
Right, right.
What if those seemingly like random events or, chance encounters are actually guiding us towards our purpose?
Wow, okay.
You know?
So then he meets the king of Salem.
Oh, yeah.
This character is shrouded in mystery and wisdom.
So mysterious.
He confirms Santiago's personal legend, and he drops this bombshell line. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
Chills. That line gives me chills every time.
Right.
It's so powerful.
It's so powerful.
It speaks to this incredible power we have within us. And this idea that, like, the universe itself might be supporting our journey, if we're brave enough to take that first step.
And the king tells a story about a baker who regrets never pursuing his dream of traveling, right?
Oh, yeah.
To kind of show Santiago what happens when you let fear hold you back from your destiny.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a cautionary tale.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems like Santiago, like, totally gets the message.
Yeah.
Like, he makes this bold decision to sell his flock and journey to Egypt.
Wow.
I mean, it's a huge AG leap of faith,
It is.
leaving behind everything he knows to chase this dream.
Right.
It's amazing.
It really is.
It makes you wonder if we all have those moments in our lives where we're faced with a choice,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
between, like, the comfort of the familiar
Yes.
or, like, the uncertainty of pursuing our dreams.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And those choices often come with risks.
Uh-huh.
And just think about what happens to Santiago when he arrives in Tangier.
Oh, no. You're talking about when he gets robbed?
He gets robbed!
Poor guy. He loses everything. He's left
Really?
stranded in a foreign land.
I know. So sad.
It's a harsh lesson, but it speaks to the challenges, I think, that we might face on the path to our own personal legends,
No.
But what's fascinating is how Santiago responds.
He doesn't give up. Instead of falling into despair,
Yeah.
he uses his resourcefulness to find work at a crystal shop.
Exactly. He's like, okay, what can I do? I'm going to figure this out,
Right.
That's like a pivotal moment in the story, I think, because it shows that setbacks are inevitable, but, like, it's how we react to them that matters.
Right, right. And that crystal shop becomes this, like, surprisingly important part of his journey.
Oh, yeah.
He meets the crystal merchant who has his own, like, unfulfilled dream of going to Mecca, but he's terrified to actually go.
Oh, yeah.
And their interactions highlight this, like, tension.
Yeah,
This fascinating tension between the allure of dreams and the fear of change.
totally. Yeah.
So, like, Santiago represents this boldness to pursue one's personal legend,
Uh,
while the merchant embodies this, like, paralysis that can come from, like, clinging to comfort and routine.
yeah, totally. It's like they're two sides of the same coin in a way,
Yeah.
showing us the different ways that we can approach our dreams, you know?
And the merchant even says at one point, it's the thought of Mecca that keeps him going.
Right.
Like, he's scared that if he actually goes, he'll have no reason to live.
I know. Isn't that kind of tragic in a way?
Yeah, it is.
You know, it makes you wonder if we sometimes hold on to our dreams, like, as a way to avoid the present moment,
Right.
or even, like, the fear of actually achieving them.
Yeah, I get that.
You know?
Totally. So Santiago, he shakes things up at the shop, though, right?
He does.
He gets this idea to serve tea in crystal glasses to attract more customers,
Right.
right?
Genius.
And it represents, like, this shift in perspective.
Yeah.
He's not just going through the motions. He's actively engaged, looking for ways to improve, like create beauty in his surroundings.
Yeah. And it pays off.
It pays off, right?
Like, the shop flourishes.
Mm.
And Santiago learns all these valuable lessons, not just about business, but about, like, recognizing opportunity and thinking creatively.
It's like that twist on the Narcissus myth.
Yes.
You know, seeing the beauty and potential in something that was already there.
Totally.
And just as he's, like, found success and stability,
Right.
Santiago makes another big decision.
What's he gonna do?
He decides to leave the crystal shop behind and continue his journey to the pyramids.
Wow, it takes a lot of courage to do that.
I know.
To walk away from something comfortable and safe, especially when it seems like you've found your place.
Totally. And that's where he sets off into the Sahara Desert.
The desert.
Right. Joining a caravan and facing a whole new set of challenges.
The desert itself becomes, like, this powerful metaphor.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for, like, life's journey. It's full of vastness. It's
Yeah.
full of uncertainty
Yeah.
and all these unexpected encounters.
Right.
And it's in this, like, harsh but beautiful landscape that Santiago meets Fatima.
Ah, Fatima.
Right.
Their love story adds a whole other layer to the book.
Totally.
But it's not like your typical love story, is it?
Not at all. No. Fatima is a woman of the desert,
Right.
and she embodies this, like, profound understanding of the natural world and the cycles of life. And she gets it, you know? She understands that Santiago needs to follow his path,
Yeah.
even though it means leaving her behind.
Right. That must have been heartbreaking for both of them.
I know.
But it seems like they both recognize that true love, it doesn't restrict or confine, but rather encourages growth and the pursuit of one's destiny.
Exactly. It's about loving someone enough to, like, let them go,
Yeah.
you know, to trust that their journey will ultimately lead them back to where they belong.
And speaking of journeys, Santiago's takes a dramatic turn.
Oh.
Right. He has this terrifying encounter with a tribal war.
Uh-oh.
He receives this mysterious omen that guides him to seek out the alchemist. And that's where we'll pick up next time on our deep dive.
Ooh, stay tuned, guys. Things are about to get really interesting.
And it's getting good.
The arrival of the alchemist marks, like, a major turning point in Santiago's journey. And trust me, there are some profound lessons in store for us all.
Oh, I can't wait.
So good.
All right, we'll be right back after a quick break. Okay, so welcome back.
Okay.
Last time, we left Santiago on the verge of meeting the alchemist, a mysterious figure who promises to guide him toward his personal legend.
Right.
And let me tell you, their encounter does not disappoint.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat reading that part.
Right.
It's like Santiago's been through so much already, like the robbery, the crystal shop, the desert trek.
Yeah.
And now he finally meets this wise mentor who seems to understand him, like, on a deeper level.
The alchemist embodies this, like, profound wisdom and connection to the soul of the world.
Yeah. He doesn't give Santiago direct answers.
Okay.
Instead, he guides him through a series of, like, experiences and challenges.
Okay.
And kind of, like, encourages him to discover the truth for himself.
It makes me think about those times in our own lives when we're searching for answers, but maybe the real learning comes from the journey itself, you know, from those moments of, like, struggle and discovery.
Absolutely.
What do you think? I completely agree. The alchemist, you know, acts as a, like, catalyst for Santiago's transformation, you know, like pushing him to confront his fears, embrace the unknown, and ultimately trust his own intuition.
Okay.
Remember how Santiago was able to, read omens and connect with his sheep and even find success at the crystal shop?
Uh-huh.
Those were all glimpses of his innate ability to tap into this like deeper wisdom.
Yeah, and now with the alchemist's guidance, he's gonna like delve even deeper into this universal language we mentioned earlier. It's like he's learning to communicate with the very fabric of existence.
That's a great way to put it.
It's beautiful. And it culminates in this incredible scene, where Santiago actually speaks to the desert,
Huh.
to the wind and the sun,
Yeah.
seeking their help to reach his treasure.
Oh my gosh, I got chills reading that part.
Right.
It's like he's finally understanding that everything is interconnected.
Right.
Like there's this unseen energy flowing through like all of creation.
Totally.
And he's learning to tap into that power.
Think about it. Like, haven't you ever felt this sense of like awe or wonder in nature? Like you're witnessing something bigger than yourself,
Uh-huh.
What if those moments are actually invitations to connect with the soul of the world, to
Yeah.
recognize the divine spark that exists, within us all?
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. It makes me want to go out and like spend some time in nature
Yeah.
to really like listen to what the wind of the trees might be trying to tell me.
Hmm.
But even with this newfound understanding, Santiago still faces challenges.
Right.
Like the desert tests him at every turn.
It's like the desert, becomes a crucible for his transformation. Remember how we talked about the desert being a metaphor for life's journey?
Yeah.
Well, here it's really put to the test. Santiago faces physical dangers.
Right.
He encounters tribal wars, and, he's constantly having to overcome his own fears and doubts.
He learns the importance of being present, of trusting his intuition, and like recognizing that sometimes the path to your destiny isn't a straight line,
Yeah.
but like a winding road full of unexpected turns. It makes me wonder if our own like detours and setbacks are actually leading us towards something even greater than we could have imagined.
Oh, I love that. That's such an important insight. I think, we often view challenges as obstacles,
Right.
but what if they're actually, opportunities for growth and transformation?
Yeah.
What if those moments when we feel lost or uncertain are actually, guiding us towards our true purpose?
Finally, Santiago reaches the pyramids. He's come so far, overcome so much.
I know.
But then, the treasure isn't what he expected. It throws him for a loop.
Right.
It forces him to confront his motivations.
Yeah.
And like, what truly matters to him. It almost feels like a trick, right?
Yeah. It's not a trick, though, but a brilliant twist.
Yeah.
Remember how we talked about the real treasure being in the journey itself?
Right.
Well, here it is,
Yeah.
staring Santiago right in the face. He realizes the treasure was back in Spain all along.
What?
He could have stayed home, never ventured out into the world, and, found the treasure right there.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have held the same meaning.
Right.
It wouldn't have been imbued with the wisdom, the growth, and the love he experienced along the way.
Wow. That's such a powerful realization. It's like the universe was showing him that the true riches lie in the, experiences.
Yeah,
The connections, the lessons learned along the path, not just in the destination itself.
totally.
And it makes me think about our own lives, how we might be striving for something specific. But maybe it's the journey, the growth we experience along the way
Yeah.
that truly matters.
That's the beauty of The Alchemist, It challenges us to reevaluate, our own definitions of success and fulfillment. What if our personal legends aren't about, achieving some grand external goal, but rather about, becoming the best versions of ourselves?
Yeah.
Living with purpose and passion and making a meaningful impact on the world around us.
That's so inspiring. And the book ends with Santiago returning to Spain, finding the treasure, and reuniting with Fatima.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect culmination of his journey coming full circle.
I know. And that final scene with Fatima is so beautiful.
It is.
It shows, that true love can withstand the tests of time and distance. And that, pursuing your dreams doesn't mean sacrificing your relationships. It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
that harmony between your personal journey and the connections that matter most.
It leaves you feeling so hopeful and inspired.
Right.
Like anything is possible if you follow your heart and trust the journey. Okay. So we've covered Santiago's incredible adventure, his encounters with wise mentors,
Right.
and his ultimate discovery of the true treasure.
Yeah.
But what does it all mean for us?
Right.
Listening to this deep dive, how can we apply these lessons to our own lives?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is.
And, that's where we'll wrap up our exploration of The Alchemist in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Stay tuned, guys, as we connect the dots and uncover the hidden gems that this book holds for each of us.
Okay, so we've journeyed with Santiago, like through deserts, bustling markets, and even into the heart of the pyramids.
Yeah.
But now let's bring this wisdom home. Like, what can we take away from The Alchemist? From Santiago's incredible pursuit of his personal legend.
Yeah. You know what really strikes me?
What?
Is how the book acts as like a mirror,
Hmm.
We see ourselves in Santiago's doubts, his leaps of faith, and his eventual understanding that the treasure was within him all along. It begs the question, what if we stopped chasing like external validation and started listening to the whispers of our own hearts?
That's so true. Remember how Santiago initially thought the treasure was all about, like, material wealth?
Yeah.
But through his journey,
Mm.
he discovered that the true riches were the experiences, the connections, and the wisdom he gained along the way.
Exactly. The book challenges us to redefine what treasure means in our own lives.
Yeah.
It could be the joy of pursuing a passion,
Right.
the depth of a meaningful relationship, or the satisfaction of using our, unique talents to make a difference in the world.
So it's not necessarily about, like, reaching a specific destination,
Yeah.
but about, like, embracing the journey itself
Right.
and, like, becoming the best version of ourselves along the way.
Exactly. And remember that language of omens we talked about?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The Alchemist encourages us to become more attuned to those subtle signs, the synchronicities that, appear in our lives. What if that chance encounter,
Yeah.
that unexpected opportunity, or that, persistent thought is actually a nudge from the universe, guiding us toward our personal legend?
It's kind of like you said earlier, the book is like a mirror.
Uh-huh.
Thinking back on Santiago's journey, what moments in his story resonate with you the most?
For me, it's Santiago's courage to step outside his comfort zone. He could have stayed a shepherd, living a predictable life,
Right.
but he chose to embrace the unknown,
Yeah.
to trust his intuition and pursue his dream,
Yeah.
even when it felt scary and uncertain.
That takes guts. And it
Yeah.
makes me think about those times in my own life where I've hesitated to, like, take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Maybe I was afraid of, like, failure, judgment, or simply the unknown. But what if, like Santiago, those moments of discomfort are actually the catalyst for, like, our greatest growth and transformation?
Totally. The book reminds us that growth rarely happens within our comfort zones. It's when we challenge ourselves, embrace the unknown, and step into those, uncomfortable spaces
Right.
that we really discover our potential. Remember when Santiago got robbed when he first arrived in Tangier?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It felt like a huge setback at the time.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But that experience forced him to be resourceful. To think outside the box and to ultimately find a new path that led him to the crystal shop where he gained valuable skills and insights. What seemed like a disaster, turned out to be this crucial turning point in his journey.
Yeah. That's such a powerful reminder that setbacks are not failures,
Right.
but opportunities for growth and learning. What about the crystal merchant? Like, his fear of pursuing his dream of going to Mecca was heartbreaking.
I know. I think his story serves as a cautionary tale almost. It highlights the danger of letting fear paralyze us,
Uh-huh.
of clinging to comfort and routine at the expense of our dreams. What if instead of fearing the unknown, we embraced it with curiosity and a sense of adventure?
Makes me wonder, are there any, like, meccas in my own life that I'm holding myself back from? Are there any dreams I've been putting off because of fear or self-doubt? Maybe it's time to take a page from Santiago's book and, like, embrace the unknown.
Yes,
Trusting that the journey itself will lead me to where I need to be.
that's the spirit. And remember, you don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to have a perfectly laid out plan,
Okay.
Santiago didn't either.
Right.
He took one step at a time, he followed his heart, and he trusted that the universe would guide him. And ultimately it did.
It's like that quote from the King of Salem. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. But we have to actually take that first step,
Hmm.
put ourselves out there and be open to the possibilities.
Totally. So as we wrap up this deep dive into The Alchemist, I encourage you to reflect on these questions.
Okay.
What is your personal legend?
Oh, yeah.
What whispers have you been ignoring? What fears are holding you back? How can you reframe setbacks as opportunities for growth? Are there any omens or synchronicities appearing in your life right now?
Yeah.
What might they be trying to tell you?
Ooh,
You
I
know,
love that.
The Alchemist isn't just a story.
Right.
It's a guidebook for living a more purposeful and fulfilling life. It reminds us that we all have a unique destiny waiting to unfold, and that the universe is conspiring to support us on our journey.
So go out there, listen to your heart, and dare to pursue your dreams. Who knows what treasures you might find along the way.
Exactly.
And if you haven't read The Alchemist yet, or maybe it's been a while, I highly recommend picking it up again. It's a book that will stay with you, long after you've finished reading it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back next time with another fascinating exploration.
Yes.
Ready to uncover hidden gems, spark new insights. Until then, keep seeking, keep dreaming, and keep listening to the whispers of the universe.
So good.